This. Alright, welcome back to another video stream. We have a PDS tornado warning and a tornado on the ground going on in Illinois right now. This is going to be going towards northeast towards Wapanese. This is going to be going northeast of Kinsmith in Illinois. If you're in any of these areas that are in the PDS tornado warning going on right now, there is 3 minutes left on this PDS tornado warning, but we should get a extension in a second here once they do end up issuing the tornado warning. Another PDS tornado warning, since that seems to be the case. That is likely what we're going to be seeing at some point in a second here. Considering, let me go back a little bit. So this is initially where we had the tornado from earlier north of Strader, and then as you can kind of see, we had kind of almost like I want to say almost kind of like a Fujiwara effect, and then we had this tornado here, and then started seeing those velocities really ramp up, and looking at latest velocities, which came in, actually, a couple of them actually came in, and it still looks like we have a tornado still ongoing now. Let me take a look at CC, what we have there. Let's see. Not really much showing up on CC, but the velocities are definitely strong enough that they more than likely have a tornado on the ground. See what we see if we get another warning in a second here. And this is also likely, if we still have a tornado on the ground as well, this is likely to be rain wrap too. So it's gonna be very difficult to spot. We also did have a couple other tornado warnings earlier today too, and we did have a brave tornado that happened near Amboy and Lee Center. And then I think we did have a brief one near Anawan as well, and Atkinson there in Illinois. And our severe thunderstorm watch is slowly but surely being condensed as this activity makes its way east. And there we go. Yeah, they just extend that tornado warning. They continue as a regular tornado warning. Which got including Kinsman and west of Wapanese in Illinois. Man, that is some serious velocities from earlier, though. And then also another thing to take a look at as well with our outlook, our current outlook at least, is this is a 2% that we have out for a tornado risk. Not even like a 5% or even, because with the new outlook system, with adding a SIG 1, we did have a SIG 1 with a 5% over here for damaging winds. There was a 15% for damaging winds, and then hail was 5% throughout the entire day. And then tomorrow we have another 2% and 15%. And then same thing when it comes to hail threat for tomorrow with the 5%. And then on, this is Tuesday, we have another slight risk. And there is a SIG 1 stemming from the same areas they are seeing severe weather right now, going all the way down into Indiana, Ohio, and even Kentucky, actually. And then Wednesday we have 2 areas that we're actually looking for in terms of severe weather on that day too. So it looks like they have dropped that PDS tornado warning. I think are they still keeping that? They are still keeping out the observe tag. As of right now, there is a big old severe dust warning for 7-mile-per-hour winds, 200 pause tag, and hail as well. Although I would say definitely our wind and currently right now our tornado threat is definitely gonna be the bigger of the two. I am warm in my room right now. And it is officially midnight as well. Probably heard my clock go off with my microphone. With my microphone? From my microphone? I don't know. At one of the two. We actually have quite a couple of hail ports over here in Wisconsin. And then there is a severe dust warning actually for 6-mile-per-hour winds and quarter size hail here. That is expiring out within the next 12 minutes. They haven't issued any new severe dust warnings for that yet. There was a severe dust warning up here earlier, which was in this section here near, I think it was near Schaumburg, South Barrington, Arlington Heights, and Palatine there. It did have a tornado pause tag on it. I don't remember if it was for, I think it might have been for 6-mile-per-hour winds as well. I had to take a look if I go and find it, but I'm gonna turn on my fan. Hold on 1 second. It is very warm in my room for some reason. I don't know why. It's not like because normally these streams I have my laptop up as well, but I don't have my laptop up, so I don't know why it's so warm in here. Feels like a sauna. Well, it's not like a sauna because it's not that warm, but it is warm in here. I need to turn down my thing, the gain of my microphone, because I can tell it's definitely a little bit loud. Just a little bit loud of audio coming from my microphone here. There. And there is also a flash flooded warning on top of this as well. Since we've had heavy rainfall totals, heavy rainfall accumulate over the area. I'm kind of curious what radar is getting from this real quick. Some areas up to like 4 inches of rainfall. I am kind of curious because I haven't taken a look at what the text says for the flood. Rates of 2 to 3 inches per hour, up to 2.5 inches occurred far just north of Strader. So, quite a bit of rainfall has already fallen over the area so far. And there's more to come within the next probably hour or so. Because these storms, I mean, they're moving pretty slowly for the most part. So what else we got here? Also another thing I do want to take a look at, but also talk about too. Because earlier today, well, I should say earlier today, but now it's the next day because it's midnight. But yesterday, I made a post about our area of interest in the tropics with the MDR. And we have 3 different areas that the National Hurricane Center has out there for disturbances. And this one here, which is the first one, which is 020, which is 0 within the next 40 hours, 7 within the next week. This one is a 1050, and then this one is a 1010. Which will be interesting to see what comes out of these. If we see anything out of these. There's gonna be pretty short windows for development with both of those, but the one that's coming off of Africa right now, or has actually come out of Africa, is there there should be. Yeah, this one right here. So this wave right here is the one that has a little bit better development chance than this one. At least what the National Hurricane Center has highlighted. I still feel weird talking because my, even though it was like a couple weeks ago at this point, they're still gumming all that. This also go back my areas where my wisdom teeth were removed. Let's see here. Still got observe tag on this tornado warning. There's a chance that they take off the observed and it puts a radar indicated, but we'll see. I take a look here at some of these other storms. I'm kind of curious. Help us itching too. That's great. Yeah, that's great. There also was actually a mesoscale discussion earlier from the Storm Prediction Center, which I do want to take a look at too. And this is from an hour ago, so it's not gonna be like super up to date, but it'll give us an idea of what we're kind of looking at for the most part. So here is the mesoscale discussion. There we go. So yeah, that did go to the right thing. So here's the mesoscale discussion, and the Storm Prediction Center has severe threat continues within Weather Watch 550, and they have peak intensity 85 to 110. Which, with the cell that we just had, the PDS tornado warning, which it's not like doesn't look like the sign radar anymore, but because once again, this was a mesoscale discussion from an hour ago, but this is definitely that PDS tornado warning storm that we had definitely went way above that peak intensity with way above 110 more than likely, but of course we won't know the exact damage and whatnot that caused till Metro Surge Chicago gets out there and does damage survey. Which also another thing to mention too, one of the reasons why we really didn't see, I mean, we did see storms earlier in the day in Northern Illinois around, I forget what time it was. I think it might have been 3, 4 o'clock, or at least where I was, but it was around noonish when they started firing up in Northern Illinois, and then they got to about here around 3, 4 o'clock, and then that continued. And that brought, I don't know, I don't think it brought too much of a severe threat compared to what we're seeing right now. Or have seen throughout this more nocturnal threat that we've had with the severe threat, which, because the thing is with severe weather setups, with the summertime type of setups, is you don't have you have much warmer upper air, so your lower levels are much warmer, your mid levels are much warmer, and that I mean, you still have storms throughout the day, but that kind of puts almost kind of like a cap in the environment, and storms struggle to get going because of that. And when it gets to more, your nighttime hours, like it is now, and your temperatures cool down a little bit more, then you get storms like this, or similar to this. Is that like that for every case? No, but that is one of the reasons why we are seeing storms like we have today or tonight. And then also another thing too, because with it being the nighttime hours with the low jet, so there's a little bit more low level shear in the environment, so that provides a little bit more spin in the environment for storms like this to rotate. So with this warning, still got another 19 minutes on it. Still has the observer tag on it. We'll see what they do with it. Because let me go back to velocities real quick. Because not really seeing a whole lot in terms of rotation at this point. this very, because there's so many. I mean, it's a little bit more organized. Let me go to dual view real quick, because then we can look at reflectivity and then also velocities at the same time. So this is what reflectivity, and so you got your reflectivity on the left, which is your rain, and then your velocities on the right, so which is your wind. So this is looks like this would be basically the initial, yeah, this basically be an initial tornado that touched down just south of Grand Ridge, and then we had a couple of storm interactions there, and you can see there is an area down here that you see where we had a kind of like a recycling process where you had one area that's rotating and then that goes to recycles, it goes towards basically somewhere else essentially, and then see it kind of spins around and get that our next tornado, and then see that storm interaction led to this strong tornado, and then once it basically occluded, and yeah, not really anything there anymore basically when it comes to tornadoes. So we'll probably see, I mean, I would imagine we'll probably see this get canceled out at some point, perhaps. We'll have to see though, because they haven't done anything with it yet. Actually, let me see. Hold on. Yeah, 12 minutes ago was the last time they updated the tornado warning. They did just issue a, or is this a continuation? No, it's a continuation of the severe thunderstorm warning that's over as well. So 7-mile-per-hour winds being possible, core size hail, and then they also have put a possible tag on severe thunderstorm warning as well. And this is also looks like it's gonna be just it's basically gonna be dodging, at least with the this big old severe storm here. It's gonna be dodging the big old population up here. All right. They have dropped that to radar indicated, so we no longer have observed on this tornado warning here. Cares. Let me see. That's one thing I want to check is see how many storm ports we have for today. I haven't looked at that yet. It's probably gonna be updated soon here as well, because last time it was updated was about an hour ago. I think it gets updated hourly, I think. But there was so far on here on the storm ports page, there is one tornado port. And that was over near Anawan in Illinois. Let's see how many alerts we got. We got 6 flash flood warnings out there right now, which I don't know. I know there's a couple here in Illinois, but I don't know if there's any other anywhere else. Let me check. Oh, there is. We got a couple of them over in Arizona, actually, which is west of Phoenix. Actually, an 80-mile-per-hour wind report here. 84-mile-per-hour wind report, actually. That's off of a Mesonet station there. So we got a... Actually, what is the... I haven't looked at the outlook for way down here. I don't know if they... Oh, no, there is a damaging wind gust down there. They have a 5% for that area there. With, well, from Phoenix all the way down to Tucson. Actually, well, more specifically going down to Sierra Vista and Miracle Valley. And all the way up here to Quartz Lakes and Congress, but bigger population centers being Phoenix and Tucson. I did not want to close that out. Excellent. Closed up my meso analysis, although I already have a window open for that, so. How is, besides I don't know how many are within the storms tonight, but hope everyone's having hopefully a quiet night. And if you're in a severe threat with the severe storms down here, stay safe out there. Stay weather aware. Okay, and they I think they did they cancel that tornado warning? They did. Okay. And I think, yeah, let me turn off the tornado watch as well, because we do not have a tornado watch. Where's the graphic already off? That graphic already might have been off, I think, because the last stream I did was, what day was that? July 27th? With a PDS tornado warning? Yeah, the last stream was also a PDS tornado warning, which was in Wisconsin, and it was also on a 2% day. Core size Hailport here. Oh, that's from way earlier. I'm like, how recent was this one? Let me see. Let me actually, because the nice thing is about Weatherfront is you can go back a full day. So I can, actually, I gotta go. What time is 8? Oh wow. I did not go far back enough. Hang on, let me go back 12 hours here. So, because this is gonna help with what I was kind of talking about a little bit ago. So this is around 10 o'clock, 10:14 a.m. So that was a couple hours before storms started. Actually, storms kind of started firing around, actually around 11 o'clock, actually, in Illinois, technically, but it started looking like this around noonish, and that made its way down southeast. There was, if I remember correctly, there was actually a severe dust watch as well up here earlier today, too. There was a few wind reports from that activity there. And then there was actually a penny-sized hail report over there in Harvard, Illinois, which was interesting. But that's probably because I'm so used to seeing quarter or larger hail size reports on here, probably. And then there was a couple of wind reports, a couple of wind damage reports earlier, and one in Arlington Heights and the other in Mount Prospect, which one was a 34-inch diameter limb between Sigwell on South Street and Dunn Avenue, and then the other one in Mount Prospect, which is a 6-inch diameter limb. Man, I don't know about you guys, but if you also live in Illinois, I think we've had enough of the storms for the year. I think. I think we've had enough storms. Unfortunately, though, flight risk for severe weather tomorrow, Tuesday, which also continues the tornado and wind threat too, and probably the same thing on Tuesday as well. Let me actually take a look at the discussion for Tuesday. Actually, I'm kind of curious. See, from Illinois to Western Virginia, North Carolina, Bouts of strong to severe thunderstorms expected Tuesday, though timing position of the greatest threat corridor is uncertain. Here's the thunderstorms may be ongoing early on Tuesday across parts of Ohio Valley region. Strong gusts cannot be ruled out at that time. Daytime meaning a weak surface trough may aid redevelopment across the Appalachians into Virginia and North Carolina with deep layer mean winds supporting mobile clusters of storms producing damaging wind gusts. I'm like, wait, damn, mobile? I don't know why my brain was like thinking phone for some reason. I'm like, mobile? Mobile? Mobile phone? Buzz? Oh, wow. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Land Leader, but he's out there in Southeast Lee Center. There's a bunch of damage there from the tornado that happened in that corridor there. Wow. And then there's also corn damage as well. East of Lee Center looks like too. Which another thing I will mention as well, with the Midwest specifically, we have a bunch of corn growing still. My throat's getting dry here. Yeah, we have a bunch of corn that's just growing, and that's also another reason why we see. Let me actually hold on. Let me go to where is 2 point. There we go. Yeah, so you can see. Let me go back. You can see. Where back does it go? It goes back to midnight. Oh wait, actually, hold on a second. How far back? Oh, this goes back to 24 hours. That's why I'm like, why does this go back so far? But you can kind of see where our temperature, well, not our temperature dew point, but our dew point I can't speak. Welcome to I don't know what I'm saying. But no, but on a real note though, this is kind of what you can kind of see with the what's called evapotranspiration with the basically corn sweat. You can see higher dew points. It's actually, let me zoom in. You got 70 in Coldbrook and Galesburg there. So very, very moist atmosphere here. What about temperatures as well? You can actually probably, if we go back a little bit here, you can actually see where it's a little bit cooler, where you can see where our convection is actually at. That's always the one thing I always found kind of cool when it comes to looking at observation maps is where you have convection. It's like it's colder compared to everything around it. I'm kind of curious what the because this is from the RTMA. The HRR analysis is probably gonna be the HRR analysis is gonna be it's basically the RAP analysis in a nutshell. Yeah, this is the RTMA, and you can kind of see the gusty winds from earlier. Actually, I'll go back I say a little bit, but quite a bit back actually. And yeah, there's definitely some. I mean, because there's no friction on water, you gotta have higher wind gusts like this right here. There also was, from what I saw, it looks like there was actually areas that were like rotating along a line on the storms that were over Lake Michigan earlier today too. I'm like, oh, water spouts activity today. Don't know if I was expecting that, but I guess it kind of makes sense considering the environment for today. Oh, one second. My nose is killing me right now. All right. I still, that's one thing that still, never fails in these streams is me having to blow my nose about 100 million times. All right, at the MRMS can only it can only go to 12 minutes on here. But one thing we can look at the MRMS, you can see where rotation tracks are at, and yeah, let's see where the MRMS was picking up some very strong rotation. I mean, we can see it from radar, but man, wonder what the MRMS picking up right now. Actually, picking up some stuff near Odell looks like. Actually, let me take a look at. Go back to. I did not want to rotate the camera. This just looks like a mess on velocities. Not gonna lie. All right. Oh wow. Okay, they actually released the next day one outlook early. Was not expecting that. Also, the storm reports page is updating. There is actually a report of a breach touchdown in the field. No damage reported over near Brimfield, Illinois, which is Peoria County. Oh yeah, right here. So there it is. Yeah, there's the tornado report right there. All right, let me take a look at, because I mean, I don't know how fast. Actually, let me see how fast it updated. I don't know how fast it updated. Sometimes the outlooks will update like quick, but sometimes they'll update pretty slow. Or you'll have to wait a little bit for them to update. Sometimes it's kind of it feels it's kind of a gamble, but yeah. All right, so let's take a look at our next day one outlook now, and here we have another day one. Wait, is this what is this on? Hold on. I made two different windows for storm prediction center stuff. Amazing. But yeah, here's the storm reports I was talking about earlier. So here's your two tornado reports there. And then here's our next day one outlook, which is another double slight risk that we have outlined right now. And I mean, not much has really changed from what I've seen from what we were looking at earlier. There actually was a 15% with SIG 1 that was actually added in South Dakota and a little bit of North Dakota. And then there's a 5% SIG 1 starting. So there is looks like to be some hail potential tomorrow in Dakotas tomorrow, and danger wind gust threat too. Our main corridor will be this from Illinois into actually Pennsylvania and all that tomorrow, but otherwise we'll be kind of looking at well, I guess we're gonna be looking at this threat up there, but we'll be probably focusing more on this threat here, considering be looking at a tornado threat tomorrow. Although it is a 2%, but as what we've seen a bit ago, that's that doesn't always mean we can't get strong tornadoes. or even intense tornadoes for that matter. Yeah, that'll be something. That'll be another thing to watch out for tomorrow. I'm kind of curious. Let me actually look at it. Let's take a look at the meso analysis while we're at it. And yeah, you can see our surface base instability is still very unstable atmosphere, and then even in the mixed layer too. And I'm gonna sneeze. All right. Oh, actually, hold on 1 second. I don't know what it is lately. But you can see, I mean, if we go back a little bit back, you can see the lapse rates are they're not amazing, which I mean it's kind of typical for it's pretty typical for nighttime and all that, but you can see our shear as pretty it's definitely increased, which is not super surprising either considering during the nighttime hours, like I mentioned earlier, you guys see an increase in wind shear. Let me actually take a look at where our little jet's at. So here's the A850 mil bar, which is kind of the area I look for with the little jet. And yeah, you can see this is our little jet right here. Got a pretty strong jet streak going on here, and Kansas looks like. Let me actually turn off radar. Yeah, there it goes. Probably see that the value's a little bit better. Hopefully. I don't know what actually, yeah. It looks a lot better without the radar on. But you can see strong winds and the 850 millbar level here with our little jet, and got about probably 30, 35 over here, and that is increasing our shear values. And I don't know why I click on visible satellite. That's not gonna work on here at this time of night. And then if you take actually look at our 500, you can see this is where our ridge is out here in the west. Let me actually go to I'll go to College DuPage, because College DuPage has this right here, this nice little tool on their satellite site, and yeah, you can see I would imagine we probably have a upper level high. I would imagine because we have convection going on here, and then probably a level like at least a weak level low probably of some sorts. Probably some kind of let me actually take a look. Probably. Yeah, we probably have a little bit of a short wave there. Like a small short wave that's causing storms in that area there. Yeah, you can kind of see we actually have also high pressure over here too. And that's also another reason why we're seeing the dew point values that we're seeing today too. That's funneling all that moisture up. But if we take a look at our 500 millibar and then also our 300, you see because of the ridge, it's that the upper level winds are very displaced from our severe weather event, and that's also probably another reason why we didn't really see too much of at least we're not really seeing too much of a significant type of event within that for the next few days, or with the next coming days that we have severe weather. And if we do have significant type events, they're gonna be very isolated in nature. Also, we did just get a condensing on the severe terrain here in Illinois. That is still the same with hail, but they did put that down to 60 mile per hour winds and tornado pulse tag as well. So if we do have rotation, it's probably gonna be over near Cornell. Actually, that'd be the one of the more clear areas that looks like we probably have rotation because our inflow will be here. Also, one thing I noticed, I know I pushed back my desk like however long ago, but I feel like I'm back to where my desk normally was from like previous streams. It's weird. Although there is actually still the same space. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm so used to sitting where I used to sit. It's probably why. I don't know. Alright, and take a look back up here in Northern Illinois. We have some more showers starting to fire up. Whether or not those end up, I mean, just looking at the meso analysis, we still have a unstable environment here, but it does make me wonder if the previous storms have squeezed out all that energy and just like overworked the environment. Although maybe that won't be the case. We'll have to watch and kind of see. Yeah, interesting shape over near Evanston there, off the off to the east and to Lake Michigan there. Very kind of the shape I would see. I feel like there'd be some kind of waterspout going on, or maybe some kind of wall call perhaps. But all right, new Stuart Dust warning is gonna be going for an hour and 7 minutes. Actually, that's gonna be Pro Pause Tag, Super Winds, and also Nickel Size Hail too. Oh, that's why I'm like I saw the notification on Twitter from the National Service Chicago. I'm like, wait a minute, and then it's like, wait. Let me double check. Let me double check. But no, it's this one I've already looked at pretty much. Also, I do have a probably maybe a vlog coming out tomorrow, depending on what happens tomorrow. But there was quite the compared to other ones I forgot what day it was. Let me see. Let me see what day it was. Compared to July 2nd, compared to that video, July 2nd video with the lightning that happened to that was impressive. Also, we have a tornado warning. So let me just go to that. So let's see. With the towns that are included with this tornado warning here, we got Campus, Buckingham, Union Hill. That's included with this tornado warning, and also Edmonton too. So if you're in these areas, make sure you get to your safe place as you're now a tornado warning. Let me actually, because it's probably make it easier. Double view. Also got Caber that's included within that too. I swear, it's so weird sometimes with the spacing of towns on the map. Because sometimes, well, how some things are mapped on some of these things. Because sometimes it'll show more towns, sometimes it won't show, it'll show less towns. I don't know. And that tornado warning is going to be going for about half hour. Still keeping an eye on this area near Cornell, though. That one definitely looks concerning. Let me take a look at the upper levels as well. Yeah. Although this is probably more a case where we have a, even though it's, I mean, it's trying to strengthen rotation, it's pretty broad still in terms of rotation. And if we have rotation in this one, it's going to be likely in this little section here. Well, I say little, but it's a good chunk of land there that's in this portion of the tornado warning. That's going. That I just realized with as well. Oh, I just realized, but it's going until 1:15 in the morning. Feels like it's gonna be more like 2 in the morning with some of this stuff. Also, as just a little bit of something that I did yesterday with which I went down to Manteno, Illinois, and I volunteered cooking at a veteran's home, which was pretty cool. Cooked burgers, hot dogs, chicken, riblets. I don't know how many people here have had riblets before, but I've had them before. I don't really care for them, to be honest. I'm kind of curious. Let me. Where it? I. Oh right, yeah. I forgot. I moved the window that I normally have for mesoanalysis from my second monitor to my main monitor. Kind of make it a little bit easier to look at stuff. I say easier, and then I'm like, wait, where's my stuff again? Where's that? I still got another 3 minutes on this tornado warning. So now it's now officially about a half hour till this tornado warning expires out. This is the storm. It's the storm. This cluster of storms here still making its way. I mean, it's still making an east jog, but it's making it more. It's making, I would say, more of a southeast jog. I would say at this point, or at least a little bit of a southeast jog towards the southeast. A little bit southeast. I I yeah. Can you tell it's in the middle of the night yet? I need water. Ugh. Ugh. Water is good. Interesting. Alright, we got a wall cloud report. Details to my north. So, I mean, and we've been, yeah, we've been kind of looking at it for a while now with the area near Cornell here. And looking at upper tilts, and yeah, that looks to be the area that we're gonna be kind of eyeing for rotation there. Hopefully, we don't have any more tornadoes produced tonight, but we'll have to keep an eye out. Let me actually take a look at. I'm still seeing photos from earlier of the tornado near Kiwani, Illinois. So I think for the most part, with the tornado that we had near Strader, at least I don't know how many areas were impacted in terms of houses and whatnot, but I think if we did have a tornado, it at least impacted areas that were not super populated and impacted areas that were not. It was impacting areas that were not populated, and it's in an open field. What is in my eye? So I'm like sitting here and I like feel that the burning sensation. Can I speak English? Hear that, or is it going into an accent? I don't know. Micah Blinsky. The amount of toppled Palo Verde trees and branches near Yuma Road and Lower Buckeye is crazy. That's over in Arizona. I'm kind of curious as well. What our values were for at least the STP values. Oh yeah, there were definitely some significant tornado parameters, especially the effective layer, and we definitely had a significant tornado. One thing I've really have been I don't really look at anymore is the VTP, because I feel like the VTP, I mean, Storm Prediction Center forecasters definitely would know how to use it a little bit better than I I I will, but I don't really pay attention to it too much and look at everything else. Might have an area just northwest here of Cornell that's rotating now too. This tornado warning storm is moving east towards Kankakee and Bourbonnais. Although tornadic portion of the storm is probably gonna be going just south of Kankakee, to be going towards Chibonese, and then eventually towards Beaverville. It looks like Corey Gherkin. I don't know where he's at in Illinois. He's down here. North of Chatsworth, so over near Colin there. Lightning is insane right now. Although that was an hour ago, 11:29, so it's probably somewhere else, way like somewhere over here. I don't know where he was at like an hour ago, but a lot of cool photos coming out of Arizona right now, I will say. A lot of shower cloud and lightning. Which I was gonna say, it has been a while since I've seen a shelf cloud, which I did see one now. Was it last month? No, it's back in June actually. And then I think I saw one back in actually twice in June actually. Yeah, shelf clouds are very cool to look at, I will say. Although, of course, I mean they do have the spooky aspect aspect of them too. I will say. Still keeping an eye on that area near Cornell here. All right, I'm gonna use the bathroom like real quick. All right, so because I have a Bluetooth headset, and I was just in the bathroom, I hear the world's loudest like multiple dings I've ever heard in my entire life from weatherwise. What did you see? What did I hear? Oh, and we do actually have a new tornado warning now as well, which does include Cornell, Odell, and Illinois as well. So if you're in those areas, make sure you are getting to your safe place as you're now in a tornado warning as well. Which we have the area that I've been kind of eyeing for rotation was the one near Cornell here, and then another secondary area actually, which is also near Cornell, but is kind of towards the north or northwest, I would say. Yeah, I think our in terms of our tornado threat, I don't know about this area. Does not seem like there's much of a tornado threat. Tornado threat at this point. This area, though, definitely to keep an eye on still, though, I will say. Check Schneep yet. And I snapped it, Instagram. That's one thing I still need to post to my Instagram. Is with the storms from earlier. Like with the thunder from earlier, it was loud. I mean, it was loud. It was like consistent too. I'm like, oh my god, is Thor around here or what? Let me take a look at because I haven't looked at fire weather either yet. Interesting shape, I will say, with one out towards California and all that, and then we just have this not quite a circle, but over near the panhandle of Texas and Oklahoma, and portion of Kansas there. And then I don't think I mentioned yet with the disturbances that the National Hurricane Center has over here. This one is definitely gonna be the one to watch for if you're over in Hawaii. And then we have this one, the disturbance 2. This is one actually. Okay, how do they have this? Oh wait. No, okay, that's how they number 1, 2, 3. So this will. So disturbance 1, they have a 50-90, and then 30-60, and a 10-10. I'm kind of curious. I think there should be a satellite that is out here with goes west. I should be able to see that. I think. This the full disc does see that. Okay. Doesn't go super far back though. Oh wait, there we go. Because it was 3 hours. Yeah, so there we go. So I mean, I guess I'm not super surprised that the Eastern Pacific is gonna be pretty active for the most part for a long while. I mean, if you look at the Atlantic, I mean, it's getting a little bit active too, but it's just a matter of or not if these tropical, well, I say systems, but tropical waves can take advantage of its environment and maybe turn into something, but it's got to deal with dry air, shear, and then perhaps anything else it might run into. But right now, these are in a favorable environment for that. And there's a bunch of moisture down there, but it's just a matter of kind of when, I guess. Also, here is the the excessive rainfall outlooks for the day 1 right now, but day 2, which is Monday, and then day 2 and 3 are basically in the same area. I say basically in the same areas, but a little bit different between Monday and Tuesday, but pretty similar. And then whatever's going on here. I don't know what's going on there. That's a shape and a half. Oh, and a day 1 actually updated on here too. So we can take a look at the outlook on here. There's the 2%, and then there's 15, and then there's the hail. And then actually let's take a look. I mean, we're looking at this is RFS MPass, which actually is supposedly better than the or is better than the RRSA, but so this is the O4Z, and the HRRR as of right now, it has here's the storm we're going through right now. It has more stuff going on in the backside of it. through 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock in the morning hours, and then nothing through the day until like 5 o'clock. It looks like. Let me actually take a look at the where's the 00Z. The 00Z should be better for this. Wow, it didn't even. The HRRR had nothing for this time of night. And let me take a look at the MPass version of the RFS. See what that has. The MPass did actually have storms. So it kind of nailed the convective evolution, although it looks a little bit more widespread compared to what we're looking at right now. And I'm gonna test this one. Because this one, let me actually, I wonder if I can, temperature, let me show temperature. I think it was this one, I think. Oh. What hour? Was it yesterday I was looking at? Might be too far back now to look at it, but it was showing like it must show like 1 day, or was the RN? Might have been the RN. Yeah, it was the RN, and it's a NSSL RN that was doing it. Where it was showing like 100 degrees. I'm like, okay, yeah, we're definitely not seeing 100 degrees. Come on now. This is this is way more hot bias. This is just straight up this is just like thermodynamics gone wrong with the NSSL RN. I don't know what that's used for anyways. And then here's the REFS, which is the ensemble version of the RRFS. Oh my god, that's a mouth. I still gotta get. I know some people just say Rufus, which honestly I might just say that because RRFS is a mouthful. But, I do want to take a look at where is the NAM? There's a NAM. I don't know why I said like that, but smell like I don't know. I'm losing my mind. Not really. Alright, so here is tomorrow morning. This is 12 o'clock. And this is at the 850 and pretty decently strong 850 mil 850 500 millibar level over Wisconsin tomorrow. And then let me look at the 850. So around, it looks like the name actually has some increasing strengthening little jet around 4 o'clock tomorrow. It looks like. Let me compare. I can compare miles here. The ARW is kind of similar. This is the M1. Let me take a look at the wrap. The wrap is it's not as strong. The NAM is definitely a lot stronger, and then the GF is the weakest. Let me can I take a sounding? Press sounding, or is it gotta show the HRRR? No, it is okay. I was gonna say it'd be weird if it shows something else. Let me take a look. Just check up on our tornado warnings real quick, which this one's gonna be expiring out with the next 9 minutes. This one's still going for another about 20 minutes. And it looks like whatever rotation we had earlier, this one right here, that has included into the storm here. So I'll be watching this end right here, though, over to east of Cornell at this point, but I think at this point, we're having so many storm mergers on the backside of this, it's gonna just keep getting choked off and having to rotate again and then choked off again and then vice versa. I was about to say, sorry if I keep muting, but I didn't mute that time. But yeah, sorry if I keep muting to mute mute and kind of blow my nose. But I don't know. I don't know if it's allergies or something I have right now. It's honestly kind of annoying. All right, both tornado warnings got updated. Water. Ugh. Need water. And the day two outlook is out. The day two is out now as well. It's also officially 1 a.m. So we should have the full day one and all that now. All right, so here is the site that I use the most when it comes to looking at outlooks, and which is the SBC Partners Outlook page. I sent that in the chat. So here's the day one, which we looked at earlier. Here's the day two. Actually, the day two hasn't fully updated. I don't think. Unless it has. No, it has. So slight risk, and there's the 2% tornado risk. So still like basically tornado risk in the same areas that we've seen today almost. And then there is actually a 50% with Sig 1 for damaging winds tomorrow, which is interesting. So that when you have a Sig 1 with damaging winds, that is hurricane force damaging winds being possible. And then there's an isolated hail threat out here in the Midwest, this upper Midwest, and basically Iowa, Nebraska, the Dakotas, and Minnesota. And then this will eventually be out soon, with the day being day 3, but that won't be out for a little while. Let me actually see. I don't remember what time day 3 comes out. Next day 3, 17:30, so that's like 2:30 in the morning, I think. And yeah, that's gonna be a long while till we get to that. I don't think I'd be long for that. Yeah, I don't think I'd be. I'm having an issue speaking. I don't think I'm gonna be live till that long, but yeah, 20 minutes on this tornado warning here. Also, that's another thing I just realized too. This is the first time in a while that I've covered a slight risk day. Because the last time I covered a slight risk was back in June as well. And that was with the remnants of Arthur. I wanted to. That's one thing I was like, oh, let me take a quick look at what's going on up here in Northern Illinois. Yeah, whatever's trying to fire back up in here in Northern Illinois, yeah, that's all kind of fizzling out pretty quickly for the most part. It's like pretty quick showers for the most part, brief showers, isolated brief showers. My nose, opera singing. Oh, I'm gonna load up the. So the 15% with the Sig one goes all the way from Rochelle, DeKalb, and basically where we had the trails earlier, all the way down here to Oak Hill, Beckley, and Richwood and West Virginia there. Some bigger areas that, well, this I would say bigger areas are populated, but this is a lot of population here. But you got Indianapolis, Columbus, Cincinnati. That's included with that. Let's see. Louisville is gonna be off towards the southwest of that. Same thing with Lexington there. And then where's the tornado? The tornado threat's basically the same. It's basically in the kind of the same area as the wind threat, pretty much, or same areas, I should say, as the wind threat. So I guess we'll see what happens tomorrow. Because I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we have convection that happens within the morning hours, but like what we saw with yesterday, we didn't have any morning convection in Illinois, and that allowed for destabilization, and we had storms that happened in the middle of the day, basically. Oh, I got hiccups now. Great. Take a look at something too, because I want to take a look at the ensembles for the tropical stuff as well. And here's what this is the Euro right here. And I mean Euro has some stuff going on with the low up here, but if we go to if this were back, let me fix this real quick. Nope. There we go. And if we look at the Euro, it has our waves, and I don't know which one is which specific, but the Euro does show some stuff going off towards the northwest. Let me take a look at the 12Z because I think that's the 18Z. Yeah, still the same thing with 18 and 12Z are pretty much similar. And then if you take a look at the GEEFS, and yeah, pretty much same story actually. Although the GFS at least goes well. It does go out the same. Well, they both go out the same amount of hours, but depends on the time frame, I think. Oh, my nose. Count how many times I've had to mute my mic to blow my nose. Then we look at the Google model. Okay, what is going on here? All right, so it's on track with everything else, with like the Euro and stuff, and then we go out more, and it's showing some members are wanting to go into Florida for some reason, and whatever's going out 360 hours. Yeah, I feel like I have a feeling the Google model is definitely being a little bit too aggressive compared to what we are gonna be actually looking at. And then here's the href, and then this is kind of what I was kind of talking about earlier with the little jet and whatnot. This is the 500 millibar, and yeah, definitely some strong winds there. This is at 17Z, so it'll be interesting to see what we see sometime tomorrow. How far out does the warn-out forecast go out? Let me see. August. Okay, that it's not running today. Okay. I was like, I don't know if the WAFs is gonna be running or not, because the Warnout forecast, which is basically like it's basically an ensemble model for like basically everything you kind of see on HRF and whatnot, but this is like kind of uses for looking at the evolution of convection, which is useful for when convection is going on, not before it happens. Although there is the which is pretty useful. Let me get an example here from let's go to let me go to June 11th here, and let me go back a little bit more here. 21 UTC, and you can see with the paintball, it shows there's basically all the members put together, and you can see where the most agreement is, basically. Where you have the kind of like this kind of clustering. Oh, might know. Right. Oh, you see, just a few things here and the folders. Actually, it doesn't even show up on no, it doesn't. It's like, oh, let me the folder because I have like four different actually five different folders for stuff here. One's forecasting, one's national service, one's tropical, one's radar, and then the other is miscellaneous, which has a bunch of other weather type of stuff, basically. There's also a new thing which the Oklahoma Mesonet is doing, and basically it's basically making a 3D Mesonet so you can see. Wonder if is there? I don't know if there is there. I thought there was an example somewhere. I think I have to look at the zero post. So if I can, I'll have to find that at some point again because I don't know where it's at. Well, I could search it up, but I don't know where it's at specifically. There's the new Cerritos warning. It's before 6 mile per winds and quarter size hail. And this warning will be expiring out within the next 9 minutes. This is going until 1:30. I thought that was going originally going for 115, but that might have been the other tornado warning that was towards the east of that. Let me take a look at cyclonic. Yeah, I said a lot of ongoing tropical storms right now are in the Western Pacific right now. Not really anything going on in terms of like Eastern Pacific and Atlantic right now. There is disturbances, but that's about it for the most part. Got a Cerritos running over here in Michigan. Let's see. Also for 6 mile per 1 quarter size hail too. Interesting. A little heavier, little bit of a heavier shower near North Aurora, Batavia there. Although that's probably gonna choked out like everything else that's been trying to fire up, but we'll see what happens as that goes. Post is from that National Service Northern Indiana post from 2 hours ago. That's from 12 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Like my right nostril feels slightly plugged up. Oh, there's lightning with this little blip right here over near Batavia, North Aurora. So I don't know if I mean maybe it'll be. I mean the atmosphere's still unstable, but maybe it'll be something with one of these little blips that'll be a few what? No, a few blips or so with them with the lightning. This evacuation immediate order. See, due to a wildfire near Johnny Lee's Corner, an immediate evacuation orders required for the following areas east of Highway 28 and the entire Twin Creek drainage south of Highway 287 must evacuate immediately due to wildfire threat. Go to Fremont County Facebook page or County 10 News for updates. Go now. Following message transmitted. Request of the Wyoming Office of Homeland Security. Let me look at Watch Duty because that is something I looked at earlier, but I haven't looked at it on stream yet. So there's quite a few wildfires ongoing over in the Pacific Northwest and just the West in general. Let's see. Wyoming. So it's the evacuation order was this one, or this section here. Let me actually see where that actually was. Hold on. Yeah, it's right where the Riverton office is at, basically. Or not the fire, but the evacuation order. Which there's this fire here, which is the Weiser Knoll fire, and wow, yeah, that is quite the fire going on there. And then there's also the Bear fire out here, which seems to be a little bit more secluded compared to the other fires going on right now. And then there's also the Rocky Canyon fire going on now. There was a fire warning actually that was issued earlier near Hennifer and Utah here. I don't know if there's any cameras that'll be able to see what's going on there. I don't think there is. And then there's a couple I say a couple, but there's quite a few fires going on here in Nevada too. You got the bug fire there. And then there's also a Fred Mountain fire as well. And then if we go up to the Washington here, if we go over to Spokane, I can't remember if it's Spokane or Spokane. I think it's Spokane. And looks like the fires are, I mean, there's still a lot to put out still, but looks like there's been some good effort on these fires. Unfortunately, though, it's not gonna replace the people who did lose their houses and stuff. Which I mean, just losing anything just sucks. So anybody living in any areas that have living in wildfires right now, especially cases of what we've seen as Spokane, my heart goes out to you. And hopefully you guys get back up on your feet. It's gonna be a long process, but all right, and that 21. Okay, this 21 has expired out, but there's one that was just reissued, or not reissued, been issued over near Danford, Crescent City, and Waseca, in Illinois. And our area rotation is gonna be near Danford. It's making its way southeast. Actually, decent area rotation actually. That's gonna be going till 2:15 in the morning. Or at least what they have that set to, because it's a 44-minute long tornado warning. And then they issued a new tornado warning over here as well for Sonman, Kempton, and Stell as well. Looks like that's gonna be going till 2 in the morning though. I'll be live for a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna get some sleep, and then also take care of whatever's going with my nose. Update my Google website so I can make sure, just making sure that's updated. They're not really seeing much on the area near Danforth. I'm surprised we have a tornado warning on this. This looks like a mess in terms of velocities there, but let me take a look at the upper tilts. Not even on an upper tilt either. My nose is killing me. All right. Looks like there's something near Waseka, but it's a little bit of a weird spot, but oh well. Yeah, and at the little like shower as yeah, it's kind of split it all. It's kind of a little bit bigger, but it's also kind of splitting in half almost. All right. Well, I think that's gonna be good for this stream. Um, Not really seeing too much in terms of rotation on either of these at this point. Stay safe out there. Have multiple ways to get alerts, and I don't know when I'll be live next. And honestly, it could end up being tomorrow with whatever weird thing happens around in terms of tornadoes or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens, I guess. And yeah, stay safe out there.